we do hear that women are astronauts, engineers, doctors, women in tech, all of that is true. But still, when we look at the data, it shows that there are not enough women in these fields. There are not enough women in STEM as compared to men. Why is that so?
So I believe that I'm no expert in this field. I'm just like, one of the data points in STEM, as you would say. But I think STEM, women in STEM trends are very different overall the world. So for example, in US, about 28% of the population of the people basically are women who are in STEM. In Pakistan, the number is like very, very low. I think probably less than 10% or something. And that's basically women who are pursuing STEM degrees. So when you look at the work statistics, they're even worse in Pakistan. So I think less than 5% of women in STEM are in these STEM fields, industrial fields, as you might want to say. But on the other hand, if you look at countries like Indonesia and Iran and some of all those other Muslim countries, the number of women in STEM is like close to 50%, and even sometimes it's higher. Wow, so I've been looking at some of this data. It's actually very interesting. It's a subject, a lot of research, like why in a country like US, where, it's supposed to be more liberal and there are supposedly no roadblocks in women's education, why don't more people opt for STEM? And I have looked at the data, and based even on my own previous experience being in Pakistan, I believe that the reason that in Muslim countries, or where women actually don't have a lot of opportunities for education, and I think it's the reason that they probably choose STEM has more to do with the fact that it's the only option out there. The more lucrative jobs are in STEM, for example, medicine, engineering. So I mean, if they are pursuing education, they are pushed more towards these fields. So I don't think they're really opting for these fields. It's more about options that they're provided. Because STEM, if you would consider, most of these fields are still, even in developing countries, are much more lucrative job-wise than, for example, humanities or, arts or performing arts or whatever, right? So I think that's some sort of research that I've gone through. And it's quite interesting to just look at the data and everything. Even in my experience here in Pakistan, when I was pursuing a degree in STEM, I felt that it was more like, okay, you scored well in your A-levels and then you're just expected to pick medicine or engineering, or, really no one could think that, oh, I would actually go for some studying, I don't know, maybe English literature, right? Even if you're scoring, it's more like you're pushed into that STEM direction, even here in Pakistan, if you score well. And so I think it's more of a trend thing here in developing countries, because they feel like, oh, this will lead to more economic prosperity.